Hey guys, welcome to Let's Go Catch the Snaps. And on this episode, I'm going to be teaching you how to prepare for or how to make the proper leader for a fishing in the mangrove snappers. I'm going to show you a couple things I have here, then we're going to go through them. Number one, swivels. You're going to need swivels, guys, because the snappers will definitely move in and out, and you don't want your line to tangle. Number two, you could either use your J hooks right here. This is size 4, or your octopus, or any type of brand that you like. Hooks, and these are the circle hooks. You could use either circle hooks or you could use J hooks. It doesn't really matter, because the snappers are the type of fish they're going to hit you and run. So they'll either, a lot of times they get hooked by themselves, and other times if they're smaller, you're going to have to, yank up on your rod and stuff like that. But you could either use one or the other. They work perfectly fine. I've tried them both in the mangroves, and they work well. Now, second thing, we're going to use fluorocarbon line, and I prefer to use, 30, even though my rod's got 20 pounds, because, there's a lot of things that you're going to run into under the mangroves, such as barnacles, roots, rocks, twigs, trees, mangrove branches that fall down, all kind of things in there, I've been fishing in places where there's even been cars underneath, in the mangroves and stuff. So, it'll break up your line. So, you need to make sure that you have a stronger line, and something that will hold abrasion. And this is pretty good. I tried it out and it works well. I mean, they don't see it much. And what I'll do with this, I'll get something between probably about 2 feet in diameter of the fluorocarbon line, okay? And what you do is you cut it here just like it, okay? And again, guys, I showed you before, and I'll show you again. There's many ways that you could tie this, okay? And I'll show you here. Get my hook out of here. All right, this is the J hook. So what I'll do on this one, I'll simply make a simple tie on this, okay? And what I do is I stick it in through the back, okay? Just like that, okay? I come around with it again, make another loop around it, and when you end up with it, it'll look just like this. You'll have a small loop just like that. All right, then I'll pull it, make the loop a little bit smaller. I'll still hold it with my finger just like this. And now I'll start tying it around clockwise around 6 times. Then I'll stick it in. As you can see, you have 2 loops here. All right. So I'll stick it in between both of the loops, just like that. And then pull this side and pull this side. As you can see, and what I like to do a lot of the times is I like to get pair of pliers or something and just, pull it. And you can see once I pull the line, it's not right in there. All right, look at that. Okay, there goes your hook right, your knot right there. Then I'll just come around this side here. And we'll cut the piece. Okay guys, we're going to do the same thing with the swivel. Go through it once. Go through it again. All right, you got a little loop there, you see. Then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I mean, 5 times is pretty good, but I'm just accustomed to doing all my stuff. I want to make sure that whenever I set something up like this, it's strong. So I come through here, come through the double loops, and you come out the other side, okay? When you hold this end, hold this end right here, and then pull, okay? Give it a little bit, wet it a little bit, okay? So it slides in there. Ooh. Wet a little bit so it slides in there just like that, okay? And once you're done with that, then cut off your tail ends, okay? On both sides, okay? Okay, and I'm going to make different sizes. It comes out to be over 1 foot in length, when you're done with it. This one, I'm going to make one a little bit longer than this is. But on this, you will not use a sinker, guys. You're not going to use a sinker. And you're probably going to say, well, why not? Why don't you use a sinker on this? Because, number one, guys, you don't have any current in the mangrove. And it doesn't matter. Once you put a piece of thread herring here or squid or whatever you're going to use as your bait and you throw it, it's all going to go to the bottom. So this here, you don't need to put a sinker. The only time you put sinkers is if you have current or you're fishing in deep waters. So this is all you have to do for your mangrove fishing. If you do have to put a sinker, put it on the line that comes off of your rod and attaches to here. Okay, do not put a sinker anywhere in here or close to your hook. They will see it. Okay, and when you put your bait in, put your hook in the middle if you're going to use thread herring and just turn it, okay, and bury it in so that your bait looks as normal as possible. All right. Okay, finally, guys, as you can see, I'll show you here. I made several leaders, and you can see the different sizes because depending on how close I want the hook to be. Some are a little bit longer, some are shorter. So what I'm going to do here, I get my Ziploc bag, and the reason why I made some a little bit longer is, let's say if I'm fishing where the water is very clear, okay, I want my bait to be as far away from my swivel. But if I'm fishing in brackish water where you can't tell that much, I would use a shorter leader for that. But anyway, let me just show you what I do. I get a little Ziploc bag here and I just write on it Mangrove, okay? So that tells me that these leaders that I got set up here is for fishing the mangroves. So all I do is get my leaders, I put them in my little bag, put them in my tackle box, and that's it, guys. All I gotta go, whenever I'm in here and I wanna go fishing, I just pull out my little bag and it tells me exactly what the setup is. So if you like this, share, like, and subscribe. Let's go catch some snaps.